Recently, the town of Needham began the process of initiating a feasibility study on the Hillside School to address whether a new school can be built at its current site or if the location is too small. Another department in town seems to be facing similar issues as well. On Tuesday, December 9th, the Board of Selectmen's discussion of the master facility plan turned its attention to the Department of Public Works and a possible way to address some of the town's land space needs.
There are significant deficiencies at the 470 Dedham Avenue site that were not resolved completely by the creation of the Public Service Administration Building and the new garage bays.
With issues such as accessibility, insufficient space for mechanics to work, and an inability to store equipment vehicles inside, it is clear that the DPW needs more space. But according to Town Manager Kate Fitzpatrick, 470 Dedham Avenue may not be ideal.
It would be very difficult to do everything you wanted to do on this site because it is significantly strained by wetlands. It obviously has the reservoir there. Much of the parcel is within the buffer of the Charles River. There's a perennial stream that runs actually in a culvert that's actually the side of the 470 Dedham Avenue building. It runs through there, and there's wetlands really running from there all the way down Dedham Avenue along the access to DeFazio Park.
An additional complication to the DPW could be construction of a school on neighboring property.
On first glance, somebody who might look at the matrix that says there's a domino about Hillside would say, well, we have to move DPW because we're locating because we're locating a school at DeFazio, and that there may be timing issues there. There are certainly operational issues if both are coexisting in their current condition.
Relocating the DPW to another location in town might seem to be a simple solution, but Selectman Dan Matthews points out that available land is at a premium.
We've gone really in a space of not too long a time within the memory of folks here to talking about having surplus property that we might dispose of, to being really in a situation where the town does not own enough land to do all of the foreseeable town and community projects that we want to do on it.
One space the town has at its disposal for future facility needs is in the Ridge Hill section.
The town owns hundreds of acres in that part of town. Almost all but about a little more than 20 of it, though, is conservation property.
3 acres of the usable land is the easily accessible main house, with the other 18 being the hard-to-reach Nike site.
It would make sense to reconfigure the land ownership and control over there to consolidate the active use parcels in one part of the property.
With Selectmen support to explore this option, Chairman John Bullion cautions.
At the end of the day, doing whatever we want to do and whatever we need to do requires spending what shows as large amounts of money, which has to be paid for, and primarily all by debt, and we maintain and manage a debt ceiling out of an element of fairness to the residents of the town.
The recommendation was made to conduct a feasibility study on the DPW site at Dedham Avenue. Further discussions will take place in the coming weeks. For the Needham Channel News, I'm Josh Eilberg.